Well, hello again, everybody. It's Buggager64, and this flight of the Dash8 Q400 in Microsoft 2020 is strictly for fun. No missions, nothing. We're going to be flying from Cuba back to Miami, and it's going to be a night flight. So, with that, strap in because this is going to be fun. Hopefully everything will go well, but I've had some issues lately with some of my key bindings for different aircraft. So we'll see how this goes, and we'll see you inside the cockpit, and it's dark outside. So should be fun, but I don't think you're going to have time to take a nap. So let's get going.
Delta X-ray.
Okay, so here we are inside the cockpit, and we're getting ready to start taxiing. Head down to the end of the runway here at MUVR in CUBA and be on our way. And as you can see, it's very dark outside. Let's get moving here. And the lights are doing a good job of lighting up the taxiway for us. Nose wheel steering still needs a little bit of work. Now this is a freeware, as I mentioned in the other video, of a Dash8 Q400. And it's early, basically an early development version. So I don't expect a lot from this. I mean, there's going to be some issues, and we found quite a number of them in the first flight. But and one of them is my visibility of the MFDs and PFDs. That it's from sitting in a normal position, it's extremely difficult to read as far as airspeed, altitude, whether I'm ascending or descending, which in a sim is a big deal. In the real world, you've got some extra feelings of what the aircraft is doing, whether it's pitching, climbing, descending, rolling, all kinds of things that you're going to feel physically. And in a sim, all we've got is what we hear and what we see, for the most part. So here we come up to the whole short line, so we can finish prepping the bird, get her takeoff ready. And the speed brake is on. Don't know why. So taxi lights off, landing lights on. Okay, putting our flaps into takeoff position. Okay, we got our clearance.
Runway 06 Buggy 64 Alpha Alpha Delta X-ray.
Let's get ready to get on the runway and get going. Closed the speed brakes. Don't know why they were even open. But, what the heck? Like I've only got takeoff lights on the left side and not the right, so have to write that up for maintenance. Change the bulb. Hopefully that's all it is. Okay, so let's give her the throttle and go. Rotate. Get up here. Okay, what's going on? Speed brakes. I've popped out again. Why? Interesting. Well, let's just wrestle this bird and get her into the air. Gear coming up. That was interesting. We were doing fine, then all of a sudden, I'm definitely going to have to check key bindings when this flight is over. Wow. But we've got her under control, and we'll get things. It's only an hour flight, my goodness. 5-minute flight from Cuba to Miami. Alright, so let's see if we can get the... Okay, bye-bye. Alright, we'll get the autopilot engaged and check some things. And as always, I let my co-pilot handle all the radio stuff. Some cloudiness. Everything looks okay. All right, so let's get ready to land this bird. Miami is just to our right. Got here fairly uneventfully, but had a couple more issues with the speed brakes coming on. So I've got a dual, triple, or even quadruple assignment to some key somewhere. So we'll have to check that out. Let's first see if we can't safely get this aircraft on the ground. Miami City lights and underneath and around us. Okay, let's turn on the final here. One thing I have noticed is this aircraft, as I slow it down and prepare for landing, it likes to porpoise. Not sure why that is, but it makes it difficult to make a smooth landing. But we'll give it our best shot, as always. Okay, landing gears down and locked. Flaps are full. Speed's good. But look at that. And seeing how it's starting to porpoise? Not really sure why it's doing that, but okay, bird is down.
Vertical speed 324, side slip 3.5.
Not good. That vertical speed's too high. But this is only our second real flight. Whoa! That was like I hit something on the damn runway. Wow. Well, reversers are engaged, so.
Vertical speed 1,130, side slip 5.1.
Yeah. It was a heck of a bouncing. Wow. That'll wake you up if you're seated taking a snooze. All right, let's just get her over here to the taxiway and then onto the parking area. Okay, so for the Dash 8, we're going to definitely have to look at our profiles and double check all our settings.
127.5 Boogie 64 Alpha Alpha Delta X-ray.
And find out which ones I've got duplicate
Miami ground Boogie 64
bindings
Alpha
for.
Alpha Delta X-ray taxi to parking.
Boogie 64 Alpha Alpha Delta X-ray taxi to general aviation parking via taxiway Tango 3 Tango Yankee Romeo Zulu cross runway 12 Zulu Quebec right 2 cross runway 8 right leave it 2 cross runway 8 left kilo 2 kilo.
Yeah, absolutely what she said.
Taxiing to general aviation parking via taxiway Tango 3 Tango Yankee Romeo Zulu cross runway 12 Zulu Quebec Mike 2 cross runway 8 right limit 2 cross runway 8 left kilo 2 kilo Boogie 64 Alpha Alpha Delta X-ray.
Gosh, I've got a good co-pilot because I would never have been able to remember that. And he must have be able to write in shorthand. So, after all that tracking around, I'm going to pull over here to the right and stop and park. Instead of we're getting back to general aviation parking, which is on the far end and opposite side of the airport. Okay, so parking brake on. And got the fuel and kill the engine. Very good. So, safe flight, completed flight. Fun flight. Well, that was interesting for sure. Found out fairly quickly that if I hit a backslash key, which was on my number pad, which I use and is basically default for moving my view up. What it also was connected to was my speed brakes, and so I clicked that, and that's evidently partly what happened on my takeoff, because I was taking off, everything was looking good, and all of a sudden this aircraft just pitched and basically went into a stall. And the reason for that was because the speed brakes came on, and then the trim on my HOTAS, uh, I'll have to double check all the keys, but when I was trying to trim the bird, that got crazy with this particular airplane. So, but we saved it, and we got all the way back to Miami, and when we landed and I hit the reversers, um, it was like the airplane hit something on the runway. It jumped something crazy. So, yeah, I've got to do a little more work. I'm getting used to this. What can I tell you? But flight was completed. Flight was safe. It was quick and easy. And it was at night. And, again, it kind of highlighted some of the issues in Microsoft 2020 with the night flights, with the lights and so on. Coming into Miami, it was much too bright. But hey, it's all fun, and that's what this is all about. And let's see why I do this. I'm a tired, old, fat, gray-haired, retired guy, and by golly, this is what I do for fun. So until next time, this is Bug Eater 64, hoping you all have an absolutely fabulous Easter. And until then, we will see you in the skies. And as always, please remember, safe flying.